Hello, my name is Dr. Stephen LaBeouf, and I am one of the founders and the president of Cell. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about today is some interesting market pull we've been seeing at Cell. Cell started as a company focused on making healthy lifestyles easier, more effective, and more affordable through seamless mobile wearable technology. And the market really started grabbing at us from the fitness and sports side, and so we jumped in on that. We always wanted to make profound impacts on health as well. And we get a lot of inbound calls to our company, inbound requests, emails, and we kind of understand the direction the market's going. So one of the things that we put together is this chart that shows where we're seeing market pull in the medical side of medical-oriented wearables. And the way this chart is broken up, it shows the categories, it explains the types of companies where we see interested in this space, but not necessarily the companies we're working with, but rather companies in the space that fit into those categories in the marketplace. And then also shows whether these areas are FDA regulated or not. So one of the areas that we've seen market pull is in personal health. And in this particular market category, people are interested in prevention. They're interested in preventing cardiac disease, preventing cancers. We've gotten market pull in this area, and there are companies in this space that are interested in this space, but we're not seeing the strongest market pull in this area. Another area where we see market pull is in clinical research, where clinical research organizations want to monitor people throughout their daily lives, and the pharmaceutical companies want them to monitor people throughout their daily lives in their studies to understand what are the interactions between, say, a treatment, say a drug or therapy, and someone's biometrics, to understand more about how effective the drug might be and what some of the complications may be of using that therapy or drug throughout someone's daily life. But that's not where we're getting the strongest market pull either. We have market pull, but where we are getting a lot more market pull is in diagnosis and disease management and therapeutics. So for example, you might have atrial fib and not know it. You might have an arrhythmia and not know it. You may have hypertension and not know it. But with wearable technology that's very accurate, that you can wear any place across your body, especially if it's in a place that you already wear devices, say an earbud or a wristband, whenever you're using those devices, we can monitor what's going on in your body and turn that information into an assessment of your cardiac health. For example, we could look at these peaks that come out of your body. Whenever the signal that comes out of our senses, these photoplasmograms, come out each time you have a heartbeat. And it turns out that the time between these little peaks is very relevant. It's very relevant to not just your heart, but your autonomic nervous system. And when you get a bunch of these peaks in time and evaluate them, you could pull out interesting information that's not just relevant for your fitness and your performance, but also very relevant for your health. For example, we can process these time intervals statistically over 2 and 5 minute segments and get an assessment of whether or not you may have atrial fib or arrhythmia. And we've shown this in our labs with wearable devices that or wearable technology we've already developed. And so the medical industry is very interested in that technology. Now, another thing about these waves, because each of these waves represents a pulse of blood flow, there's blood pressure information in these waves. And we've learned how to pull that out, and we can generate an assessment of your blood pressure based off these waves. And we've seen this in our data. By processing these waveforms, we can pull out that assessment. Right now, it's not as precise as a calibrated medical blood pressure cuff, but we really are tracking blood pressure. And this is extremely useful. For example, it won't be that long before you're able to use our technology to generate a hypertension assessment, whether or not you may be hypertensive or not, without you even having really to do anything other than use these wearable devices that you already wear throughout your day. Now, another area where we're getting market pull is not only in disease detection and also in disease management, but also in therapeutics, where, for example, say someone might have an implantable device and you want to understand how you can make that implantable device better for that person over time through a wearable device. For example, maybe a person is wearing a wearable device throughout several days or weeks with an implantable device, and the wearable device picks up on biometrics that change the algorithms in that wearable device over time to be more effective at what that wearable device can do, or rather that implantable device can do. And this is a very new area that I'm surprised that has generated a lot of market pull for us. But we definitely see those areas. And so we put some examples of companies that are in this space. They're not necessarily companies we're working with. They're just companies that lead in these categories for you to take a look at. But the key takeaway is this wearable technology that we focused on being very accurate for sports and fitness. We now have learned how to use that on the medical side, and we're getting market pull for it. And so these wearable devices ultimately will make you not just fitter, but healthier too.